Well, welcome back to the Sean Trey Show. I have an awesome guest with me today. Now, would you like to tell people who you are and what you do?
Hi, everybody. My name is Frances Praet. I'm a musician in Nashville, Tennessee. I do like Americana type music. So, yeah.
Very, very cool. Now, we were talking before we started recording about the situation with Adele and the reporter not listening. And I did listen. I did go through, listened on Spotify, and I went through your music, and I really enjoyed it. Now,
Thank you.
I was noticing, I was trying to pick up a vibe, and who are some of your inspirations? Because I was trying to place. I was hearing your music, and I was like, trying to like sit there and think about like, because you're Americana, but you've got this special style. And tell me about your style and kind of where did you get your inspiration from?
Yeah, so both my parents are musicians actually, and when I was young, by that time they were past their prime, and they had kind of morphed into a cover band of like classic oldies and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
So I grew up just like listening to them play all of that stuff. So that's kind of my comfort genre. I like classic rock and listen to a lot of Eagles, Love and Spoonful, Linda Ronstadt, that kind of vibe. But you know, I like modern music too. I think it's been an interesting journey, kind of like in songwriting, you mimic what you listen to. So I've got this old influence mixed with this newer style, and it just kind of comes out. I'm from the South too, so it kind of comes out a little country sometimes. But I'm pretty big on not kind of putting yourself in a box. You know, I don't really stick to any genre just for the sake of doing it. I just kind of write what I feel, and what happens. For the sake of the song, I'm willing to go any direction, you know, production wise. So,
well, and that's the thing is, I think that we have this idea, and I think it was something that was kind of perpetuated by the record companies, right? And there's a reason that they did it, is like they needed to know how to market someone,
right? And
so like they're like, you know, you're that rock kid, you know. It's like, you got to do rock music. Well, what about if I like blues? Not really what you want to be doing. And there were these people that were just, you know, always like kind of in your ear going, do this. But we've entered this time where like people kind of get to play with their styles and you know, cross into different genres, which is really awesome.
Yes.
You know?
And and being an independent artist, I think is a huge, honestly, it's an advantage to the artist to be independent nowadays.
A lot of freedom.
There's so much freedom. And, you know, everyone has access to, you know, release their music and on Spotify and iTunes and everything. And the listener has access to more music than ever before. So, I mean, I think it works in our favor. But
I think so. And I think that there's this, granted, there's still a big money system in promotion. However, the reality is if you know how to use your social media, if you know how to kind of work the system, you can be getting yourself out there into the circles that, you know, you want to be getting into without having to worry about it.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah.
Now, talk to me about your music. Now, how did you begin getting into music? Now, you said your parents are musicians, but that doesn't say where you got the bug from. When did you start really, you know, going down the rabbit hole?
Well, you know, as soon as I could like walk and talk, my parents put a guitar in my hands and put me in piano lessons and taught me how to write a song. And, you know, when I was 6 or 7, I remember them sitting me down and being like, this is how you write a song. You know, this is the verse, chorus, bridge. Now go make us some money or something. So I've been doing it since I was as young as I can remember. And I started recording a little bit. My dad is a studio owner. And so I got to record a little bit in high school. And then I moved to Nashville. I came to Belmont University, you know, where obviously you're surrounded with like tons of musicians and like the best of the best in the recording world and things like that. And I got to take some classes on demo production and things like that. And, you know, really got into that side. And then by the time I graduated, I was ready to join my dad in his studio, and we created a little production company. So I've been, you know, able to produce my own music, and that process, I love being in the studio. You know, I write. Right. Since we own the studio, I can be in the studio as much as I want. So, you know, writing, recording, producing, and all kind of like merges into one for me. But I can have a song ready in an hour or like 3 weeks. It just depends on the song. So.
Right. And I think that's the beauty that you have. But, and I would say, I was going to say the beauty that you have because you have a studio accessible, but anyone can have a facility. Like all you need now is some type of digital audio converter, whatever, you're
Right.
using for, that conversion plus a mic and a computer and a DAW.
So true.
Probably some headphones would be important to have as well.
It'd be nice, but it's not extra.
But that's about it. That's what you really need. And if you can have that, and granted, if you play an instrument, it's probably quite important.
Yeah.
But right there, you've got enough to kind of put things together. And maybe you don't have to play an instrument. You can collaborate with people.
Right.
And
well, I was actually reading an interview with Phineas recently, who's a a big producer right now, and he was talking about how you at home have the same tools that I had when I was starting out. And I think that's so empowering.
If I could ask you, if you could go back in time and give some advice to a younger version of yourself, what advice would you give yourself?
Gosh. Probably to just...
No time variance. We're not changing things. Just advice.
Probably to just be patient, because I think a lot of young people experience this. You feel like you're running out of time. I know in high school, I felt like, oh my God, I have to record a song. I have to get a song out or I'm going to be past my prime, because look at all these Disney stars like coming out with music. And, I'm old because I'm not the youngest person to do something,
I'm not 12 and doing it. What's happening?
Exactly. I mean, it puts a lot of pressure on a young person who has a desire to create, it does not matter how many people know who you are or know what you're doing, as long as you're enjoying what you're creating, you'll be able to do amazing things if you focus on your craft and you invest in yourself. Then you can give to others, then you can pour out. So just be patient and be gracious with yourself and listen to criticism that is constructive, but, cut out the stuff that is not. If somebody's just telling you you suck, you don't need that. But if somebody's saying, oh, I think you could work on this, then yes, listen to that. But just believe in yourself.
Love that.
Don't sell yourself short.
And I think that I love that second part is believe in yourself. And I think those are two sides of a coin. Believe in yourself and don't sell yourself short, because believe in yourself is have the courage to try and do things, but don't sell yourself short is also an important part about having boundaries.
Yes.
Like having boundaries with other people and having boundaries, with yourself. Like, hey, we're not gonna quit until we give this a chance. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I think that people are so willing to stop. And you talk about having patience, because I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm 60 some odd episodes in on my podcast, and I'm loving it, and it's fun. But then today I was just like sitting there, and I was a little bit tired, and I was like, I would really love to like have a couple editors doing all the editing for me. But the problem is because it's the story I want to tell, I still have to sit there and do it.
Yes.
I still have to sit there and watch it and kind of do everything. So even if I get someone to do it, it's not going to save me that much time.
Right.
But there was this moment where I was like a little discouraged. And I was like, Sean, and I'm just behind myself. And I was like, you can do it. You can do it.
You can. And, if you need to refuel yourself in order to do the best job, you need to do that. The world can wait for a second.
Yep. Well, I think it's about knowing what is the thing that refuels you. What is it that gives you your energy, and what is it that motivates you? And for me, honestly, it's my daughter.
Yeah.
And spending time with her. And she's just, a little beautiful angel in my life. But she's also a motivating factor. Every single time that I want to do something good for her or something, I'm like, you know what? Only way I'm going to get there is if I'm putting in work. And so it's that fire.
So true. And she'll see that, and she'll use that in her life. I promise.
I hope so. I hope so. And I think that's the thing though too, is like a couple people have come onto the podcast. Thank you for saying that. That actually really was.
Of course. No, I mean it.
Feels
I mean it. She's going to see what you do and she's going to emulate you. So
I hope so. Well, good and the bad.
The fact that you care is a great start, you know?
Now, do you have any fun projects that you're working on that you'd like to tell people about?
Yeah, so I just came out with a new song called Sunliner Drive.
I loved it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I wrote that one with a really good friend of mine, Jack Jordan. You should also check out her music. She's fantastic.
I will look her up. I'll get her on.
Yeah, please do. But I just did that, and we have a music video coming out in a few weeks for that, which is exciting. So follow me on everything so you can see it. And then I'll have an EP coming out at the beginning of next year. So I'm very excited about it.
Very cool.
Yeah,
very
cool. I'll be playing some dates. I'm planning a little tour right now, so keep up with me, and maybe you can see me somewhere.
That's awesome.
Yeah.